question is, where do you stand on charter schools? Everyone can quiet down, please.
It's a very important question, and one of my pieces of my platform that is going to be a highest priority is education. Now, I am a product of public schools, and I'm from a family of teachers, one that works in a private school, one that works in a public school. I cannot get behind anything that is going to take away money from a quality public education system, because the public education system ultimately is our building block, not only for our economy, it's also a building block for our democracy. So we must have a quality public education system. Now, I'm open to new ideas in the education system, and if charter schools is going to be an element of that, then that's fine, but we cannot take money away from the education system as it stands now. So that's my stance.
Thank you.
Yes! I'm going to have to say, Mix, I share your view completely. I think we have two different components that we look at on charter schools, and one today is our physical constraints.
Steve,
with the federal. Yes, sir.
Up some.
Louder.
Volume.
Okay. I would not support charter schools today. At some point, if our federal budget situation turns around and it's not at the expense of public schools, then it may be something we were looking at. Our education system has to evolve. It has to take into consideration new ways of gathering information, assimilating information, and preparing our young people for the next generation. And today, I don't think charter schools is the best policy for the United States.
Pass.
As I was standing there, I was thinking, I'm not sure if we're arranged by height, weight, or beauty, but I thought if I stayed in the middle, I wouldn't be too bad off. I'm going to answer this question with a little bit different spin, and that is, first and foremost, I think one of the biggest problems for local education is the federal government imposing mandates and standards on it from Washington, which is a way of saying that you would have more art classes, more special ed teachers, and other things if Congress didn't continue to pass these mandates, fail to fund them, and then drop them on the state and locals. Now, there is a lot of division on the subject of charter schools here, and I believe that has to be a local in the sense of a state decision. I think that a large part of the population feels that they will actually dilute the funds for public schools, and that is a serious concern because we don't have greatly funded public schools in the majority of this state. And I have friends here tonight who I know at least one is for charter schools, at least in theory, and one who's against. So I really think the thing for your congressman to do in that sort of thing is let the people decide locally, and let the federal government be there to help when it can with funding and other things that will make it easier for the locals to run your school system. And I think that is the way you get quality education, no matter what system you choose. Thank you.
Personally, I think there's a little bit problem with the ordinary schools. A lot of schools around here, especially in South Huntsville, are run down. And I'm afraid if you're funding a lot of money to charter schools, you're going to even make them worse off. I know that a school like Grissom, for example, Grissom puts out really high quality students, but the infrastructure is falling apart, and the books, for example, are recycled books from previous years. I personally would like to see more money put in the ordinary public schools. So, thank you.
All right. Okay.